especially when people doubt you and they don't think you'll do it. Then you come back with that, hit with that, Yo, what up? It's Rich the Kid, you watching Billboard News.
I'm so excited to have you here. We're talking about Life's a Gamble, your 4th album. How are you feeling about that?
Man, I feel extremely blessed. I'm excited, super excited.
What is your mind like, as you're preparing for a big drop like this?
Steady in the studio, tweaking stuff and still creating to the last minute. So I'm just working on just making stuff perfect right now.
Talk about the title of your album. Are you a gambling man? Do you like to gamble?
No, I'm not a huge gambler, but over the weekend I had a show and I was messing around a little bit. But no, I'm not a big gambler.
What's some risk you have taken along the way that makes this album title so important?
Going back to the beginning of my career, taking chances on myself, investing in myself, handing out CDs to DJs and staying outside in front of the club all night. So I invested in myself and I took those type of chances to get here. So
this album is described as an exploration into the lavish and opulent world of Rich the Kid and his collective of celebrity spitters. Is that an accurate description?
Yep, all that.
So who are these celebrity spitters? Because I am very intrigued.
Chief Keef on there, Offset, Quavo, it's a whole bunch, Ye.
You got some heavy hitters. Love that. Bia. Okay, love that. Your first single is Bandman.
Young nigga walking with so many racks, they been calling me the Bandman. All the money I've been geek, or I took a little sentence.
Why is this the song to introduce the album?
Because I'm the Bandman. Yeah.
So for those who don't know, what is a Bandman?
Bandman is just like, keep the bands on you. Like bands, 1,000 is the band, 2,000, 2 bands. I'm the Bandman, I got all the bands, keep them on me.
Period. Talk about producing the song. What do you want fans to know about you from the single? Besides you being the Bandman.
Just perfecting the sound, you know what I'm saying? Just perfecting my sound and just perfecting my craft on every song, taking it to the next level type shit.
And you call yourself the comeback kid. It's been 2.5 years since your last album with Lil Wayne and 4 years since your last solo album.
Damn.
So why such a long break? Why have you been chilling?
Really just been like dealing with stuff behind the scenes with labels and going through different situations. But I feel like the time that has gone by, I've been able to perfect my craft, like I said, perfect the songs and the music, and I know exactly, what the sound is, what I'm shooting for.
And true to your entire career, you have had a bunch of collaborations. What is the strategy behind bringing other artists along with you?
I think it would be like making the perfect song. You know what I'm saying? So like when I do a song with somebody else or do a song with anybody, I don't think about how I personally feel. I think about how my fans would feel and like how they want to hear it.
Yep.
So that's pretty much how I do it.
Was there someone you really wanted to work with that you weren't sure you were going to get to work with and then you got to?
I probably have to say Ye.
Yep.
Yeah, I wanted to do some Ye and then ended up going #1, so it's a blessing.
That's amazing too, by the way. I've seen a bunch of your interviews, but the fact of how you met him to this #1 single, unexpectedly too, is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna name some of your collaborators that are on your new album, and I want you to tell me the first thing or first story that comes to mind.
Okay.
So the first one is Ye.
When I first met Ye at Nobu restaurant, and he had the whole setup, recording in the whole back of the Nobu restaurant in Malibu.
Did you get it in there?
Yeah, he recorded a verse for one of the songs at the restaurant.
At Nobu?
Yeah.
Well, I want to have other many Ye songs we got out of Nobu. Yeah. That's amazing. Dolla $ign.
I think it was 10 years ago.
Wow.
I was working on a collaboration album with Migos. It's called Streets Unlocked. And we did a song called Islands.
Islands, that's my song.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, I don't think they had ever met Ty before, but I hit up Ty on Twitter. I was like, yo, Ty, I want you to get on this song for our project. And he got on it, sent it back, and it was history. Where the plug?
Period.
You on the island.
Okay, Quavo.
First time I went to meet Quavo at his house, it took me an hour and a half to drive over there. It was 2 in the morning, and I'm knocking on his door, the back door, yo, open up, open up. and he wasn't answering the door. I was calling him, he wasn't picking up. I just drove like an hour and a half. Then he's like, oh, I was sleeping. Oh, my bad, bro. I was asleep. And then we just made our first song. It was called YRN. So from that song, he started the label YRN from that song we made that night. So.
Wow, what year was that?
I have no idea.
That's, wow. So YRN came from you driving an hour and a half, knocking on Quavo's door, and getting in the studio.
Facts.
Amazing. All right, Takeoff.
Wow, my brother RP. Man, whoa. So many memories, like the last year he was here, we was like together all the time. For the last 6 months, last year, we was together working on the album. One memory I would have to say, I remember we was on a jet and it was me, Ralph, Take, Marshall. And we was just like, we had a whole bunch of money and we was just making videos, just like doing stupid shit with the money. It was like just money all over the jet. We was on the way to New York and like, we was in New York for like 2-3 months.
Y'all definitely have, you know, a strong brotherhood.
Yeah.
Chief Keef.
Funny guy, man, he's amazing. Chief Keef sent me a message, like, I had did a stream with some streamer. They was just like trolling. Some of these streamers just be trolling the whole interview.
Yep.
He was watching it, he sent me a message, said, bro, what the hell you got going on in these people thing, man? Yeah.
Peso Pluma.
Wow, Peso Pluma, man, that's my boy. We just recorded like a song so crazy. I was just playing him some songs like on my album. And he was like, yo, this song is insane. Like, I need to get on this one. And this song was like really just like a song about me explaining my life, like flexing, coming up, you know what I'm saying, doing what I had to do, taking chances, handing out CDs and stuff like that. And he was like, yo, this is definitely it. So and he just hopped on it and then like we made a hit.
And the song is called Give Me a Second.
Yeah, give me a second.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on Give Me a Second? What can fans expect to see on there?
Just colliding two different worlds together, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's what we did perfectly on that song, yeah.
I love that, and I love worlds colliding too. And last but not least, Bia.
Bia. Well, Bia really went crazy on the verse. Like, she got a memorable verse on the album, so that's like, actually one of my favorite verses on there, for sure.
So will we be memorizing all the words?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
I love it. Okay, last question. Who is the most difficult to work with?
I would say Ye. About 2 years ago when I first met Ye, he texted me, he was like, everybody's telling me you're a genius. And I feel like him being a musical genius and me being the genius I am, sometimes we collide, you know what I'm saying? So he might be like, I want this to sound like this. I'm like, nah, I want it to sound like this. So we both like tweaking in, making it perfect. Look how we did on Carnival. It was like nobody would expect that song to go #1. Like,
Yep.
This the Game of Thrones. Yeezy not the clones. Elon wear my rocket ship. It's time to go home.
I want to go a little bit into your earlier career. You know, even early, you've always been about collaborating. You've collaborated with French Montana, Young Thug, Gucci Mane, Lil Wayne, Migos, Future. Creating these relationships, how has it helped your career early on?
Man, definitely being supported by these artists is great and huge. Like, Future brought me on my first tour. I was overseas, opening up for him, and I didn't even have a hit record yet. Like, I didn't have no hit song. So that was like a huge blessing. I'm super thankful for that.
Yes, I'm thankful for it too. So back in 2017, you dropped the viral hit New Freezer with Kendrick.
New Freezer. I woke up thinking about bands. Hop over jet to a check when I land. My bitch too foreign in the visa.
It has amassed 314 million plays on Spotify. What was going through your mind when that song went viral?
I was like, what in the hell is going on? Like, people just started doing it neck. I was like, whoa. Like, when everything happens and like good stuff happens, I call my mom first and I tell her, I'm like, yo, Mom, these folks is doing some type of dance on my song, and like the whole internet is doing it. Of course, she's seen it too, and she was like, I seen you, I'm proud of you, son.
How has it been working with Kendrick? Because Kendrick is just such like I feel like he's a genius too when it comes to music.
For sure.
So.
Man, making New Freezer, like when I made the song, we were recording our albums in the same studio. So he came over, he was like, yo, play me some joints. And I played New Freezer. He instantly was like, yo, I want to get on this song.
Wow.
Like, ASAP.
Do you feel like New Freezer is a timeless classic, or
Yeah.
do you feel like...
I feel like definitely timeless classic. Same like Carnival, timeless classic for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are moments that people will never forget.
100%. And, you know, in your words, in your opinion, what do you think happened to your career after New Freezer came out? Do you feel like it took you another place, or like, where do you think your career went after that?
What? Oh! Yeah, I had dropped Plug Walk right after. So Plug Walk came right after, like 30 days after, and it went platinum in 30 days.
So you took over the summer that year then?
Yeah, 18.
Yeah, 18 was your summer. So I also hear that you're working on a Latin album. And what has made you want to explore that genre?
DJ Ralphie Black.
Who is that?
That's my DJ.
Okay.
He's Dominican. Like, over the time, it's like not even forced, you know what I'm saying? We've just been going at it on the road, listening to different type of music, and like, we just fell in love with it. And I just kept on doing more and more songs with different artists.
So you have a song again with Peso Pluma on your current album. And how did you guys link up?
My DJ Ralphie Black, he told me about Peso, and I DM him, I'm like, yo, bro, we gotta do something. And this was like, I think it was like a year and a half ago. And he was like, yeah, if we do a song, we'll be like the first hip hop artist, you know what I'm saying,
Wow.
to work. So we connected in LA, like, made magic.
And y'all made a hit.
Yeah.
A hit that's on the way. You're also featured on Santa Fe Clan's song, Plomo. And what was it like working with them?
Instantly, when I heard the beat, I was like, oh yes, it's hard. Cause the beat is actually made by Lab Cook, that's my producer. He also made Carnival and Plug Walk and a lot of other songs on my album.
I want to ask you a question about expanding into different genres, because Beyonce obviously just released a country album. What do you think about artists flexing into these genres? Like, what does it mean? Do you feel like it, you know, kind of defines your artistry a little bit more in that sense?
It's probably different for everybody. I feel like me, it was just part of my growth, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like some people might do it and it might feel forced or sound forced. So I never wanted anything like, nothing I do to feel forced.
Yep.
So everything's just been like going with the flow.
Yep, all genuine.
Yeah.
I want to get into Carnival. Yeah. Your first #1 hit with Playboy Cardi was a huge success. How does that feel? Like, I know you said it about how you feel, but like truly, like, what does it mean to you to like kind of finally have that #1?
It feels great, it feels amazing. It feels like a blessing. Like, especially when people doubt you and they don't think you'll do it, then you come back with that, hit with that, yeah. So it's just like, yeah, it's a great feeling, you know what I'm saying? Making my family happy, my friends, everybody get to see us on top. We #1, and more #1s to come.
100%. Sure. And the album also debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 chart. How has the success of the song and the album changed your career now?
Man, we got that #1. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nobody can take that from me. A lot of people don't got that. You know what I'm saying? But I got that #1. All right?
Period. So you took a gamble with this track. You flew to Saudi Arabia to meet Ye and Ty. What made you decide to do that?
Man, I was already like an hour away. I was in Dubai, I had a show. So I was like, you know, I know they're working on the album and we might be able to make some magic.
So talk about working with Ye. You've worked on a number of singles and features. What is your relationship like? You both are geniuses, but what is your relationship like in the studio truly? Like, how are y'all kind of going back and forth and kind of picking out records and producing it together?
Man, with Ye is like right now, I've been playing them like new vibes, you know what I'm saying? And really, everything I've been working on is like crazy, you feel what I'm saying? So I feel like he's been feeding off my energy And we just go like that, just go from there. Cause like all the songs I'm doing right now, they out of there. They crazy.
I feel like they are too. What are some things you learned from him as you've navigated your career? Has he given you any good advice, like navigating and
Yeah, for sure.
dealing with stuff and the media and everything? And
Man, I always say this, like, working with Ye, it's always about elevating the sound, you know what I'm saying? And like, if this song was this good, you gotta top it. And now we got Carnival, so it's kind of hard to top that, you know what I'm saying?
now,
Go!
you've performed Carnival all over the world,
Yeah.
like Dubai,
Yeah.
Milan. What has that experience been like? Like, there's a video of you on a car in Milan. Like, can you tell me about that?
Man, energy is just on 10. Like, matter of fact, not even on 10, on 200. Like, just performing is just like, it's crazy, it's wild.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta come to a show and check it out. Like,
I would love to.
Yeah.
But wait, like, what were you doing on top of this car?
I was pulling out and it was like, so many fans. I was like surrounded by fans.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, I'm about to just hop on top of the V, go crazy, go, 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 go. And they just started performing all this, performing.
Wow. You and Playboi Carti, you guys go way back. What is your relationship with him and why do you like working with him?
We pretty much started together, we came up together, so to see how far we've came now is like crazy.
Some real Atlanta stuff.
It's just like brother energy.
Yep. In 2021, Lil Wayne said you were the greatest skateboarder in hip hop history. That is huge praise coming from Lil Wayne. Talk about your relationship with him. How was y'all dynamic?
Man, that's like big bro, you know what I'm saying? It's amazing, like being acknowledged by Wayne and doing an album. When I was a kid, I was just listening to Tunchi heavy. Like, to get out of trouble, if I wasn't listening to Tunchi or skateboarding, I was in some trouble. You know what's crazy? Like, Wayne mixtapes, that made me want to make mixtapes. Like, when I started rapping, I was like, oh, I gotta make that 5 mixtapes.
Yep.
Because, like, his mixtapes got me through so much. Like, his albums got me through so much, like, coming up, so it's crazy.
Shout out to Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
All right, so you are signing to Gamma. What do you hope the future brings for your career now that you're signed to Larry Jackson's label?
Larry Jackson he's amazing, man. He's always working, always working. He might call me at 6:30 a.m. Yo, Rich, what we doing? You ready? You know what I'm saying? So it's like a great feeling to have a partnership with somebody who's excited about your music as much as you are. You know what I'm saying?
100%, to have the support, essentially.
Yeah, for sure.
What's next for you?
Life's a Gamble, the best album. 24, Life's a Gamble, baby, yeah!
Let's gamble. Thank you so much.